You all probably think we're crazy to be farming LayerZero after the co-founder's announcement of no more airdrops, but I think that could be a lie, and let me explain why. But before we begin, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and let's dive straight into it. Now, before we start diving into why I think there's going to be a second airdrop or some sort of rewards program, let me just start with the fact that we've got this incredible campaign that is running over on Bybit, which is offering up to $30,100 in welcome rewards just by getting started and trading on this exchange. It's entirely up to you if you want to get started. Nonetheless, my friends, if you're here to find out everything about the LayerZero airdrop, let's begin. Well, let's start off with the fact that Brian Pellegrino, the guy who is the co-founder of the LayerZero network, as you can see here, he posted in 2025, seeing a lot more airdrop threads popping up. Let's not do round 2 of this, please. Prefer not to spend another month of my life hunting Cybele. Next distribution may look entirely different from the first, could be totally RFP based or something else entirely. Real usage only. This is very important. So, as you can see, guys, later down the line, you can see here he said there's going to be no second airdrop, and this was only a few days ago on the 12th of February 2026. And this is going through a post you can see here, guys, and you can give it all a read yourselves. I'm going to leave it in the description down below. However, it is all about organic use, it looks like, guys. He is trying to filter out all these Cybele accounts and all those users who have just been farming LayerZero for the sakes of an airdrop. That means people who have literally just been doing 1 million bridges back and forth, or 10,000 bridges, you know what I'm getting at. Basically just extreme activity that is not real. They don't want those users, they don't want to reward those users, and especially they don't want those users around the time they launch their LayerZero chain. They want an ecosystem of loyal users who are actually just using it for the technology. So, here you can see this guy is angry. So you admit you're just farming the community. Are you kidding? You're completely destroying our trust by literally violating the tokenomics. The tokenomics did say that they are going to distribute an extra 15% for the community. However, farm users for 2 years, give 8.5% airdrop first and promise 3 more airdrops. As you can see, he did say at one point there's going to be 3 more airdrops over the next 36 months with additional forward-looking RFP for protocols similar to Arbitrum STIP. Therefore, guys, it doesn't look like there's going to be a direct airdrop in the sense that it looks at your transactions and your volume and they're just going to airdrop you tokens. No. I personally think this is going to be completely different, and I'll explain how. So basically, as you can see here, guys, this is LayerZero's scan, which is their Explorer, and this is how it's going to be for now until, of course, the ZRO chain is out. So you can see they've got Stargate, they've got Merkley, they've got Angle, they've got CoreDAO, Aptos Bridge, Polyhedra, and many different protocols and different OFTs of which can be utilized within the LayerZero ecosystem. So all in all, there's 702 active applications and over 168 change, of which are compatible with LayerZero. Now, what they're trying to get at is probably, guys, that they're going to look at the top protocols, the top users of all these protocols, and look at a reward system in the future of which may be beneficial for ZRO holders. It may not be directly just an airdrop for activity, but there may be rewards programs in the future. However, what I will say is, guys, they're probably going to look at the most loyal users who have actually been utilizing Stargate Finance for moving over tokens to another network, or maybe, for example, Merkley, or for example, just using Aptos Bridge to convert tokens to and from Aptos. We don't exactly know how it's going to play out. They haven't got a reward system, they haven't got anything live right now, but if we are going to go by at least one promise, I personally think that their 15% allocation for the community will go down somehow in the future. And they are going to probably do a multiplier-based system as well for those who have been utilizing the LayerZero ecosystem, for those who are utilizing these ZRO tokens and who haven't sold the ZRO tokens, and also use it in the governance. As you can see here, we are on the LayerZero Foundation. So, for example, with the fee switch, for those who have voted, which voting right now has ended, you may have got yourselves a little multiplier for a future distribution, whether or not that is going to be a rewards program or even potentially an airdrop. Now, although the guy has said that there's not going to be a second airdrop, he originally did say that there was going to be an airdrop. Is he just trying to deter those Cybele users who would not, of course, bring in any more real activity? And is he trying to push them away so that we can get only real users using the LayerZero ecosystem? We don't exactly know which one is the truth, But as history shows, guys, many of these founders will tell you that there is no more airdrops. There aren't going to be any airdrops all in all. Take Arbitrum, for example, the co-founder or the founder, I can't remember who it was, said that there wasn't going to ever be an Arbitrum airdrop. And look, they launched one of the largest airdrops in history. And yes, it could very well be the same case with number 2 for LayerZero. I don't exactly know. But this is just the guessing game, guys, and this is exactly where you have to make up your mind to decide whether or not you like the LayerZero technology enough to keep using it, and of course to potentially qualify for some sort of reward or airdrop in the future. Now, I personally believe that Brian Pellegrino is going to conduct something very, very unique. Why? Personally, because he is an innovator, and you can see that through his LayerZero technology. He has created some of the best interoperability technology out there, and in my personal opinion, I'm not going to give up on him. I personally think that this technology is going to go forth and become amazing and something that is going to be used worldwide. LayerZero, the chain, I think will be absolutely popular. I could be very, very wrong. However, I'm going with that fact. I still hold all my LayerZero tokens, and I believe in the future of LayerZero. Therefore, for me, what I'm personally doing is, guys, I'm going to continue farming the LayerZero airdrop. And by farming, I mean that very softly. Farming, I'm just going to be using this network naturally because I use Web3 every single day. I'm constantly moving tokens to and from different networks. Yes, for airdrop tutorials. Yes, for normal tutorials and just my personal liking. However, guys, what I will say is if you don't, of course, feel comfortable with utilizing LayerZero and burning all those fees, then by all means find yourselves many other airdrop tutorials on our YouTube channel because there are that many to choose from. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, I think a second LayerZero airdrop could be absolutely enormous and very, very likely. But do I think it's coming anytime soon? No. Do I think that they're going to be taking a look at all of their loyal users right now, then seeing who's actually going to be using the LayerZero chain to see whether or not who's going to be the real users they reward. So personally, what I see happening is, guys, from here, I see that they're just going to continue with the way they're going now, building with Stargate and all of their applications right now. And then by the time the LayerZero network goes live, the Zero chain, I believe they're going to have some sort of campaign or some sort of reward system or some sort of XP system to show all of the best and loyal users within the LayerZero ecosystem. That's my personal opinion. That's one way of keeping a community happy and one way of making new incentives and, of course, onboarding users to their network. Now, realistically speaking, they're already going to have millions, if not billions of users from day one on the Zero chain. And therefore, whether or not they decide to do it would all be dependent on them. But I really can see them doing it, guys, because they have mentioned the fact that it is going to be something else entirely and not exactly just a normal standard airdrop like they did with Season 1. The Season 1 one, guys, was very normal. They did make it a little bit more unique by adding a little fee just to deter those users who, of course, didn't want to contribute to the network as well. However, what I do think is for sure that the second airdrop will not be like the first, and therefore there is going to be some sort of reward system or some sort of XP system in the future, or could be already live right now, but just not obviously on a dashboard as we speak. But we're going to leave that down to you guys. However, the question is, how would I prepare for a future LayerZero airdrop? So from here, guys, like I said already, it's down to you guys whether or not you decide to stop using LayerZero right now, find yourself another airdrop, or continue using LayerZero organically, just like he requested, in order to prepare for a potential reward system, XP system, or even possibly the slightest possibility of an airdrop. Therefore, the number one app that I like to use right now in order to prepare myself for LayerZero is Stargate Finance, which they recently obtained. Basically, guys, you can move assets to and from a variety of different networks: Mega ETH, Ethereum, Plasma, Arbitrum, Solana, OG, Abstract, Ape, Apex Fusion, Aptos, Asta, Near, Avalanche, Base, Bearer. You see where I'm going with this, guys. So many chains to choose from. Absolutely awesome. Other than that, guys, Ethereum, USDC, standard stable coins, it's easy to shift to and from. And not only that, guys, but you can also provide liquidity and stake within this protocol in order to help yourselves qualify for a potential LayerZero airdrop. Now, by providing liquidity, this is probably going to be the best way to contribute to the TVL and become a valuable and loyal LayerZero user. Why is this? Well, because of course, their whole thing is interoperability, aka making it all compatible with each other and making sure that everyone can use any network they want at any given time, and making sure that liquidity is not just isolated to one network. Instead, By contributing TVL to the LayerZero ecosystem, there is more liquidity, and by providing more liquidity, I think you become the most loyal and valuable user that LayerZero could ever ask for. Moving tokens to and from, yeah, that's great and whatever, but providing liquidity is always the #1 factor to show how loyal you are, and also, of course, the governance, which requires the ZRO token. So, for example, guys, you could use Stargate, you could very well use gas.zip, another protocol which is powered by LayerZero. Up the top, they've even got their own LayerZero section. What I will say is, guys, this is a very expensive section. However, you can very well move assets to and from a wide range of different networks. And of course, the more fees that you stack up, the bigger odds of a reward that you may receive in the future. Please, please, please take that with a pinch of salt, guys, because it may not be entirely true. I will say that some networks are ridiculously expensive when using LayerZero. So if you do see that at any point in your journey, please avoid it and find yourself a cheaper route. Other than that, guys, we have got other protocols such as Jumper Exchange, Relay Protocol, and many other DEX aggregators, for example, which utilize LayerZero applications or even just LayerZero itself. For example, if I was to move assets over from Sonium, you can see here if I was to bridge some ETH tokens over to another network like Unichain, for example, you can see over here, if, for example, I was to bridge around $30, you can see on the right-hand side that it's going to use gas.zip. Gas.zip is an application powered by LayerZero, like I already told you. And of course, guys, they come up with different network options. So for example, if I was to do it over to, I don't know, Arbitrum, you can see if I was to bridge into Ethereum tokens, we have got so many different options, including gas.zip, LayerZero, Stargate as well, its primary application. So you can use fast mode or economy mode, and you can see the rates of which are amazing, plus 0.49% on top of what you're going to send. Absolutely awesome. So guys, realistically, this is entirely up to you which applications you want to use, but you can very well utilize LayerZero from so many different protocols that it is very easy to use LayerZero organically, even if you're not trying to farm it for an airdrop specifically. So what I'm trying to get at is, guys, I just use LayerZero normally whenever I get the option to. For example, if I'm bridging ETH over to Arbitrum from Sonium, I can very well use LayerZero. If, for example, I want to contribute liquidity to any protocol, I could do it to Stargate. And that is, again, going to help me for a potential LayerZero airdrop. So, friends, that is very well the LayerZero airdrop in a nutshell. If you have any other questions that you want to ask, or if you have anything that you want to mention or bring up, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'd be more than happy to discuss it. I'm very intrigued with the LayerZero airdrop and how they're going to do it. And if, of course, they're going to do an XP system, a reward system, or whatever it may be. If, of course, you have any alpha or any details you want to let us know, guys. You can hit me up on X in the comment section down below, whatever you want to do. But friends, as always, we appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. If you want any other crypto airdrop guides, let us know in the comment section down below. And friends, we can't wait to see you in the next video.